Alright, since I'm not good at intros, and also since I just don't want to make people wait long, we're just gonna get started with this. This is the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1954, and yes, I still have this tag. Not that good of a figure, but he exists. Really strange item. Here's a Godzilla 1954 cup. I also got this at G-Fest. There were two mystery cups, so I'll show which one was the other one I got later. Here's the NECA Godzilla 1956 poster color version. This is amazing. I got it at G-Fest. He's not mint. I took him out of the box, but he usually just stays in the box most of the time. This is the Movie Monster Series posing line, Godzilla 1965, Dancing Godzilla. Here's his tag. Here's the Super 7 Pinball Godzilla. He's still in his box. I'm putting him here because it is the 84 Godzilla mold. So, yeah. Here's an exciting one. This is the NECA Reactor Glow Godzilla. It is a green burning Godzilla. He is a Loot Crate exclusive, and he glows in the dark. This is probably the rarest figure in my collection. The Godzilla Collection 1995 Godzilla Jr. This is the original release at the 8-inch scale. I don't have his tag, but for a size comparison, here he is next to the 54 Movie Monster Series. This is the 8-inch scale. Here is the Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1999 / Godzilla 2000. Hold on. Let me get his tag. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. Here's his tag. Pretty good design. I love this design. It's so cool. Here's another Millennium Godzilla. This is the 65th anniversary blind bag keychain. I took the keychain part off. I do not know where it is, but this is really good detail for something that's so small. Next up is the Final Wars Godzilla. This is the Bandai Namco action figure series. I believe that's what they're called. Probably the third most articulated figure in my collection, only beaten by my two NECAs. Here's the Movie Monster Series Zilla 2004. I know he's not a Godzilla. I'm just putting him here for just space purposes. And here's his tag. Here's the Funko Pop Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla 1017. And here's the Blacklight Entertainment Earth exclusive. This one was a birthday present, and this one was a Christmas present. This is the Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't know if it's City Battle or Final Battle, but it came in the cardboard diorama set. And essentially a sequel to that last figure. Here's the Hollow Earth one. Same line, everything. You can't tell, I actually custom painted the dorsal fin up here, and the other one, I forgot to mention that. Here is the New Empire mask. I use this to cover up my face, but I actually don't know if this is supposed to be Evolved Godzilla or Pre-Evolved Godzilla. I'm assuming it's Pre-Evolved, but yeah, it's here, it's cool. Now moving into the New Empire, this is the Pre-Evolved Godzilla. Just a regular Monsterverse Godzilla. I do have the vs. Kong version in storage though. Now actually getting into the Evolved Godzilla. This is the original release, Playmates Evolved Godzilla. I painted the elbow spikes. Compared to the real feel one, which I will show later, this is not that good. He also got a repaint in the Godzilla vs. Shimo 2-pack. I also painted the spikes on this one, and I actually like the blue a lot. On camera, it's not the same color, but it's still really, really nice looking. Here is the supercharged Godzilla from the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack, the all pink one. This one is really cool. I like it a lot. Here's the Real Feel Godzilla Evolved. This is the one that's made of rubber. You could call this one like my main Godzilla Evolved. I use it the most out of any of the Godzilla Evolveds I have because it just looks the best, most accurate to the movie. This is the really tiny Jada Toys Metal Figs Keychain Godzilla Evolved. I actually had this on my backpack for a while, so it's kind of damaged on the face, but it's fine. This is undoubtedly the biggest Godzilla figure in my collection. I don't even know if he's gonna fit in frame. This is the Jada Toys RC Godzilla Evolved, and he roars and lights up. I love this thing, it's so cool. Here are all my -1 figures. They are movie monster series, but I actually just did a review on these three. There is regular, theater exclusive, and Oscar Memorial version. My favorite's the Oscar Memorial gold one. Now for the two miscellaneous Godzillas. This is a bootleg Imperial Godzilla. I painted its lips so it looked like the real one though. Here is a Godzilla Poppet. I used to have 2 of them. I had to give the other one away, but I only bought this, or got it, back when Poppets were actually relevant, so I don't really have a use for it now though. So this is the Godzilla section done. If I had to say my favorite would probably be the golden one, but they're all very unique and cool in their own way. Starting off the Kong section, here's the Funko Pop Battle Ready Kong. I actually stepped on this one, so the box is not in the best shape, but still really cool figure. I also forgot to mention I'm going to be including Scar King later, but here's the one that goes with that City Battle Godzilla. It is the City Battle Kong. This one and the next one, their acts are with other figures, so yeah, but still, I mean, kind of a sloppy repaint, but still a versus Kong by Playmates. And just like the Hollow Earth Godzilla, here's the Hollow Earth Kong. I like this one much more. It's very more unique and cool looking. Speaking of the axe that goes with other figures, this is the New Empire Kong with battle axe. I don't remember if this is the original one he came with or not, but I custom painted him, his scars and whatnot. Scar from Versus Kong, and the axe. I think I did a really good job with the paint on this one. And kind of like a downgrade of that one, here's the New Empire Battle Roar Kong. 7 inches, so it's bigger than the other figures. But I got this one as a birthday present, so it obviously means a lot to me. So it's still pretty cool. Here's the New Empire Funko Pop Kong with Battle Axe and Beast Glove. This is a Target Con exclusive. Probably, no, I do like this one way more than the other one. Although not to say the other one is bad. This is still really cool. Here we have my main Kong. This is the New Empire Kong with Battle Axe. Another custom painted one. There's one of the axes that came with the other figures. This is probably the best paint job I've done. I'm not sure, but still, I really like it. And the silver tooth I gave him. These next two I'm going to do together because they're very similar. This is the Kong that came with Scar King in that Versus 2-pack. And here's the Kong that came in the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack. You can tell I custom painted these ones as well. There's not really much to these except for there's repaints, crappier paint of the other Kong. Not to say they're bad figures, they obviously have the same joints as the other one. I also like the eyes on this one. But yeah, there's not much to them. Alright, for my biggest Kong, here's the New Empire 11-inch Giant Kong. I also painted this little part right here and his tooth. This goes with my big Godzilla, or I just pair him with him all the time. So, yeah, really nice figure. I like it a lot. Probably my favorite of the New Empire Kongs. And you know what? Because why not? Let's just go over the other apes, that, even if they're not Kong. Here's Suko from the New Empire. I do have all these guys' accessories, by the way. They're just in a little bin. For some reason, he is the most articulated figure out of the entire line. Like, he has joints at the feet for some reason. It's weird. I don't know. So, I have all 3 6-inch Scar Kings. There's the regular single-pack one and the 2-pack one. I have their whiplashes right here. I just use them as regular apes. And then this is the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack one, which I made my main Scar King. And I also have the big Scar King. Very, very big Scar King. Very, very big. And for the last of the great apes, One Eye. This guy's I really like this figure. It's amazing. Like, Playmates make such good Kong and Great Apes figures, but they don't do justice with Godzilla. It's weird. Okay, so those were all the apes. There's the big ones there. Right there. Also, I kind of lied about saying I know where their accessories are because I've lost Suko's rock. That thing's never getting found. Also, I meant to put Doug in the Godzilla section because I don't know where else to put him. So just shove him right there. Okay, now we're just gonna do the rest of the big 5, starting with MechaGodzilla. So just like that Millennium Godzilla from earlier, is the 65th anniversary keychain. I took the keychain off of. And I also have something similar to this. You can get it. The Super 7 Pinball MechaGodzilla. Yeah, this guy goes with the other Godzilla I showed you earlier, but they're both still in their box. Here's my only Heisei MechaGodzilla. It is Super MechaGodzilla. He was a Godzilla store exclusive. I still have his tag. Not the best figure, especially the cannons. The cannons bend out of shape way too easily, but display piece wise, is really nice looking. Now for my favorite MechaGodzilla design. The original Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong MechaGodzilla. You see little bits of silver, it's because I painted him like a while ago, but I've attempted to take the paint off. So, yeah, he's out of the ones I have with me, he is the oldest Godzilla figure, or the one that I've personally had for the longest time. So, yeah. Now moving on to the other members of the Big 5 with Ghidorah. Here's the other cup I was talking about earlier. It is Heisei Ghidorah from 91. Actually, I forgot. Oh no, that's not the only Heisei Ghidorah. Here is Mecha King Ghidorah, Movie Monster Series. Well, let me get his tag. It is... There's his tag. Yeah, if you don't know, this guy and Showa Jet Jaguar are actually my favorite Godzilla monsters. I think the design of this guy is so amazing. It's ridiculous how big this thing is as well. Now for my only normal Ghidorah figure, here's the Playmates Monsterverse Godzilla. This was really cool to get. I didn't find it in person, I found it on Amazon. My only gripe with it is I wish it was a little bit bigger. Like, let me get Evolved Godzilla. Yeah, doesn't scale that well, but that's really my only complaint. And for the final 2 members of the Big 5, Mothra and Rodan, I only have 1 figure of each. Here's the Playmates Ultimate Titan Battle Pack Mothra and the Playmates Titan Tech Rodan. This thing is weird. Alright, in Titan Tech, like, the transformation, like, triggers so much body horror, but, like, would you take that away, it's actually a pretty cool figure. And this Mothra, it's Mothra, the first publicly, like, available Mothra figure in years at this point, ever since 2019 King of the Monsters. Okay, that is the other members of the Big 5. Obviously my favorite monster, MechaGodzilla. So now we're gonna do Shimo, and I think after Shimo we'll just do the other monsters that I only have like 1 of. Right, we're just gonna do what we did with Scar King again. Here's the base Shimo, and then, yeah, 2-pack Shimo. So if you're wondering why my 2-pack Shimo's colored like this, I colored it like that myself. I used a Sharpie on it because mine was not blue at all. Besides the spikes, you could barely tell the difference between this and the regular one. I had like a defective one, so I made it into my own. And then like my main Shimo, at least for the small ones, the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack Shimo. I love the colors on this one. The spikes also are different. These ones are like blue, this one's purple. These are all, I don't know. If you told me like which one of these was your favorite, I'd understand, because all three of them are great figures. Here is the baby Shimo, just like the Godzilla from earlier. This is the Jada Toys metal figs Shimo keychain. You can see a bit of wear and tear on like the claws and dorsal fins, because just like that Godzilla, I had her in my backpack for a while as well. Now for my last Shimo, and 100% my favorite, giant Shimo. She scales better with some of the 6-inch figures than some of the actual 6-inch figures of Shimo. Like, her against Kong, like, let me get Kong, hold on. Let's grab this one. Like, she looks just like she did in that scene where she throws his arm. And it's weird because Shimo like changes size like 4 times throughout the movie, so it's nice to have a big one and a smaller one. Okay, now that we're done with the monsters, I will have like multiple of, or the main ones. Actually for the Shimos, there's the 3, and then there's the, no, that's MechaGodzilla. Where did I put the tiny one? Oh, she's right there, and the big one's all the way back there. Also, I've been keeping the tags up here, but now we're just gonna do ones I have like 1 or 2 of. Here is the movie monster series Anguirus 2004. Here's his tag. The only like real Anguirus figure I have. I love the Final Wars design. Absolutely my favorite Anguirus, and he looks so good next to Final Wars and Millennium Godzilla. And now for my only real like custom figure I did. Here's a ball form Anguirus. This looks like Manny's little thing from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that tinfoil ball. But I used tinfoil, and then I covered it with clay, and then put a bunch of toothpicks in it. And I think it turned out really nice for like my first actual custom. Now for my best friend's favorite monster, Hedorah, Showa Hedorah. If you don't know, Showa Hedorah is actually a girl. Here's her tag. And another, I actually have 2 Hedorahs, because I got this one in the vendor's room at G-Fest, but I was wearing the same MechaGodzilla shirt as this other guy, and he handed me a Hedorah flying form. It was 3D resin, it was originally pink, but I painted it myself. And I think this turned out really good. They look great together. I haven't seen Godzilla vs. Hedorah, but I really, really want to. Alright, now for the last monster that I have 2 of, Drowned Viper. If you know the Drowned Viper figure, you can probably tell that this is bigger than how it's supposed to be. That's because I got 2 of them and combined them into one. So now I have this little tiny Drowned Viper. And now for my actual favorite monster, MechaGodzilla is my second favorite, but my real favorite is Jet Jaguar. Not this specific Jet Jaguar design. I do prefer the Showa one, but I do not have a Showa figure yet. This is the Movie Monster series. The only of like 2 Movie Monster series I own that I don't have the tag of. The other one is a Kiryu, but that's in storage. But I did make a custom spear for him out of a wooden like dowel, a toothpick, and some clay for the end. Now for the 2 greatest, the best duo in all of Godzilla, Megalon and Gigan. This is a vintage Godzilla Collection Gigan. He has a bit of paint chipping. I don't have the tag for Gigan, but I do have the tag for the Movie Monster series Megalon. These 2 look great together. I do wish Megalon was a bit of a lighter brown, but that's my only gripe with them. Here is, yeah, the last New Empire figure I have, Tiamat, I don't know how to pronounce it, but, unlike Drowned Viper, I did not get 2 of her, but she's still very twisty, wormy, She has much looser joints than most figures, but that's not a downside for someone like this. This next one is probably my least favorite monster out of the ones I own. I just kind of forget it exists sometimes. MechaGodzilla. I actually do not know if MechaGodzilla is a boy or a girl. And so here's MechaGodzilla's tag. Not that much. The arms move, but that's really it. The paint and sculpt is excellent though. Probably one of Bandai's best. Alright, this next monster is probably like one of my top 5 favorite monsters. Titanosaurus. Definitely my second favorite out of the entirety of the Showa era, only beaten by Jet Jaguar. And here's his tag. Titanosaurus is so cool. I'm so glad he got a new figure form in recent years. Like, I would prefer the original one because it's more red, but it's way too expensive. So this was a good find at G-Fest. I love it. This next one I got at G-Fest as well, but I've been wanting him for a long time. I'm so glad I finally got him. King Caesar. He did not come in his original box. He was loose. But this thing is so cool. I've wanted it for a long time. The arms move, the tail moves, the waist moves, the legs move, and the ears actually move with a bit of force, but they always feel like they're going to break off if I move them. This thing is amazing. I wish I had a Showa MechaGodzilla to go along with him, but he's still just mwah, chef's kiss. Next we have probably one of the most underwhelming figures, Destoroyah. Here's his tag. But this specific Destoroyah figure, not that good. The sculpt is amazing, obviously because it's Bandai, but barely has any joints or paint, like, and he's also very small. Like, here he is next to Titanosaurus. Like, that is not right. But it's still Destoroyah, so it's awesome. Alright, for the last actual figure in my collection, definitely, like, I want to say my third favorite monster, the scrapped shapeshifter, Bagan. Here's his tag. For those who don't know, Bagan was a monster that was planned to appear in multiple movies, but was canceled every single time. And it's gotten to the point where he's appeared in Godzilla, the TV show, and even in multiple video games, most recent appearance being Godzilla Battle Line. This is awesome. One of the best Bandais ever, because not only do his arms and legs move, but his tail moves. That's so rare for Bandai. And it isn't like a really tight tail either. It moves very freely. He's awesome. I love him to death. Stands out on the shelf so well. It's amazing. And I know that was my last figure, but I still have one more thing. Here's a Charles Barkley sports card. I only have this because the Godzilla vs. Charles Barkley. I want to get an actual Charles Barkley figure one day to go with the collection, but for now all I have is this. Alright, that's it for the figures. I'll show you some of my other stuff as well. This is the Godzilla coloring book. I've actually filled out a couple pages in this. Here's the set. You can see there's a bunch of cardboard stuff. And then there, that is a box for the Giant Kong, and there's my G-Fest magazines, and there's my G-Fest lanyard. And down here is a Godzilla vs. Kong retail box. In it is more Playmates boxes and whatnot, and there's the cup box. And then this is a Godzilla painting my mom made me, and there is a Godzilla Great Wave poster. Up here on my bed is a Godzilla 54 poster and a New Empire poster. And then to the side is this huge Godzilla mount thing. My sister got it for me at Hobby Lobby, and it's so amazing. I love it so much. And here's the little accessory bin. See, I got that Godzilla Jr. for a steal at G-Fest. Ridiculous. And then also in here is the clay I used to make the anchors and some stickers and cards from G-Fest. Out in my kitchen I have my water bottle with some triangle versus monkey stuff on it. In my closet I have this Godzilla shirt. And then I also, where is it? Here, my G-Fest shirt. And then, what was that one? No. But I also have a -1 hoodie and a Triangle versus Monkey hoodie. And then a Kiryu shirt. And then lastly, I have this Godzilla blanket with all the movie posters. So that is my Godzilla collection. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like it? I mean, like, if you had to pick an item from my collection to own, which one would you pick? And just what do you think overall? Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.